Simon & Schuster presents Meeting Meg, a Whistledown Farm adventure by Nicola Baker. Read by Kristin Atherton. Chapter 1. Back Together. Ava checked the time on her phone again and sighed. "Why is it going so slow?" she muttered to herself. There was still half an hour until her cousin Tom would be home from school. No matter how many times she checked the time, it wasn't going any quicker. From her position in the front garden, she glanced back at the little cottage. Its grey stone and white windows made it look like a miniature version of the Whistledown farmhouse. Aunt Kitty had added window boxes, planted with brightly coloured summer flowers, to match the farm ones. Ava smiled at the freshly painted blue front door. "Matches the sky," she whispered to herself. She and her parents had moved into Whistledown Cottage on the edge of the farm only a week ago, and it was already starting to feel like home. Ava checked her phone again. Time was going far too slowly. She couldn't wait to start the weekend with Tom and their friends. She texted Tom, "See you at the den. A. Kiss." Ava ran through the little white gate at the front of the cottage and sped along the old brick path. Veering right, she skirted round the stone walls of the house and into the back garden, jogging across the green lawn sprinkled with daisies. Ava reached the stream that trickled through the back of the garden and clattered across the small wooden bridge that arched over the meandering water. An old gate punctuated the fence line, and it creaked loudly on its ancient hinges as Ava flung it open so she could run the short distance into the woods. Ava's excitement grew as her wellied feet landed in the well-trodden animal track that led to where she'd meet her friends. She breathed in the scent of summer in the woodland as she ran, taking in lungfuls of warm air, a heady mix of grass and flowers. The bright sunlight trickled down through the thick green canopy of leaves above, falling in dappled patches on the long grass either side of her. Ava rounded the corner through a gap in the trees as the camouflaged den came into view. Now it was June. The trees were thick with leaves in all shades of green, and the bushes were lush and the grass long, all making the den harder to spot. But Ava knew exactly where it was. Her trained eye fell right on it without having to look twice. She slowed as she reached the entrance, an old shed door that had been blown down in a previous winter storm and repurposed for the den. She slid the bolt back and stepped inside. It was just how she remembered it from the last time she'd been there 7 months ago. Nothing had changed since she and the rest of the Whistlers had been in it on bonfire night, when they'd made a pact not to use it until Ava was back for good. The camping chairs were circled round the large central tree stump, with wildlife and bird books still stacked neatly on the camping table in the corner. The edges of the books...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?